right. Hello, everybody. Hey, guys. Hello. Hello.
Hello there.
Hello there. We will get started with the intro. So, hey, guys. How's it going? My name is Justin.
Mark.
And you're watching and or listening to episode 436 of the DangIT Prodcast. Welcome back, everybody. And happy Thanksgiving / Black Friday / week. It's been a good week for me. Mark, how have you been?
Good.
Good. Tell Mark, how have you been spending this past week?
Just been this particular week, using the new computer. I've been doing Pokemon, just taking it easy, reading manga, watching anime. You know how it is.
You know how it'd be. And I'm gonna guess that Thanksgiving has been pretty stuffed, or I guess I should really say packed full of stuff to be stuffed with.
Oh yeah, it was good. What about you?
It's been the same here as well. Forgot the whole tradition. I guess we get my aunt, her husband, to come over, and they bring food as well. And so it's just us having food already prepped, and then bring more food in, and it's just it's so much.
It never ends.
It never ends. But yeah, Thanksgiving was great. Honestly, like a lot of this past week has just been me kind of focusing in a little bit more so on the Scarlet and Violet content over on TikTok. That's been really exploding quite a bit.
You found your bag.
I think I found it, so I'm just really working with that quite a bit, really paying attention this past week as far as like the reception and how I could better like engage with the folks and whatnot. On Thanksgiving, I tried my hand at doing a giveaway on the starters because I think a lot of people really need help with that. Probably gonna extend that even further out, but yeah, I'm just trying to find where I can like fit into like a Pokemon community as far as like maybe on TikTok as far as just providing more content, kind of leaning towards like the know-how, the little shorthand tutorial kind of stuff. I think that kind of works for me now. But yeah, and Black Friday, don't even don't even tell me about Black Friday because it's been a lot. My brother had came over the day before or maybe even the day of Thanksgiving, and afterwards, like the day after, we went out, we went to that board game place where we got the My Hero cards. And it was one of those things where it's like they probably have like Pokemon cards like cut down in price. So if there is something about Silver Tempest as far as like a booster box, I'll get it. And I did. And then I saw the Charizard box was also on sale, so I was like, okay, all right. Okay. And I'm currently investing in a desk for work primarily. Honestly, it looks like Black Friday and also Cyber Monday for me is going to be focused on like finding particular desks and whatnot. But crazy enough, that desk I ordered on Black Friday came in today, earlier this morning. It said it would show up on Sunday, but no, they're hustling over there. I don't know what's going on, but I've been kind of working with that halfway. It's one of those cool, like, I'm not sure how common it is, but it's like it's supposed to be like an L-shaped desk, but the short end of it actually is able to pivot, so you can actually have it extend out as a longer desk, make it an L-shaped desk, or actually tuck it into the entire desk, so it's just like one unit. And I was like, whoa, this is nice. So I'm currently working with that. I have to stop in the middle just to have lunch and then start this up, but once we're done here, I'll probably like resume building that and then proceed to rearrange like furniture to like find space. Now, the more I think about it, and the more my brother points out whenever he visits, the more I realize that our interior design is kind of all over the place. I keep it contained over here, but like out there in the kitchen, in the living room, it's like we're placing things like all over. So
In your parents' place.
yeah, they don't really care as long as it's functional, it works. But now I think about it, I'm like, yeah, we could have done this, we could have done that. So I'll probably need to like put my hand into like arranging things like myself. So that's gonna be an adventure. And then later today, I'm gonna have to go by GameStop because I at least ordered like one game. I was tempted by a bunch of other stuff, but I just want to get like what was it, Fire Emblem Three Hopes, the Warriors edition of like Three Houses, and yeah, that was the only thing I was gonna be tempted with, just because Three Hopes most likely won't really get that many like price deductions because it is like Nintendo license. So yeah, I was like, okay, I'll at the very least I'll do this and I'll wait on other games. I can do that at least. But yeah, that's kind of like what I'm currently going through. Last night I opened up those cards, or at least the booster box for Silver Tempest, and I got quite a number of good ones that showed up. Mark, I don't know if you were there, but there was a lot. There was actually a lot of good ones. Like, they're all in my hand right now.
Noise.
We got I mean, this may not matter to a lot of folks, especially if they're just listening. We got this stadium card called Gape Jaw Bog, which is pretty much, I think, a little terrain from Legends Arceus back in the day. We got this full trainer art of like Braxton, the second evolution to Fennekin, with Serena featured on that one. We got Malamar with a team flare. I think admin, I forget who it is, but that's a pretty sick one of Malamar. This full train art of Altaria with that one girl that was featured in the remakes for Ruby and Sapphire. Two of these Radiant, well, they're pretty much the shinies, of Jirachi and Alakazam, and I was like, whoa, that's sick. Okay. And then this was like my favorite, actually. It's the V versions of Lugia Ho-Oh were there too, and I was like, the Lugia one's so sick. Yeah, let's go. And then
I go.
This one legendary from X and Y, I keep forgetting exactly what this one is, but it was featured in a movie. Magnarna,
I believe so.
and then we got Ursha Luna. I was like, the boys returned. Hope to see him later. I hope I can transfer him over in like Scarlet and Violet and just see him again. We got Regieleki V and V Max. I was like, that looks really clean. And then we got we got the V Max of Blaziken. So this one features May on it. I was like, whoa, that's, oh my god. And the last one was this V Star. It's a rainbow ultra rare, or rainbow rare, I think, of Mawile, to kind of pair it up with the Mawile I currently have. So
hi.
Oh, I fell. Yeah, that's pretty much everything.
Your socks in here.
Uh-oh, what's going on? Someone
My wife just got home.
But yeah, no, I got that all like on live stream recorded, and I'll have to work on the video later. And then I think later tonight I'll open up this Charizard one, so that should be an adventure for sure.
That sounds like some content.
More content.
More content. And
then I'll try to squeeze in some like Scarlet and Violet content as well later on in the day. Speaking of, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, Mark, this is gonna be kind of a heavy thing on Pokemon for a while for me. But before I even jump into that, I will also kind of talk about things that I don't think I actually had like before last time on the podcast. We got yes, I like Cheez-It. We got, I got this actually I showed you to you, Mark, earlier, but this was the that was a 10-foot long USB cable. This is pretty much just so I can just use my phone as like an extra like camera. But currently it's just to point downward to like the card stuff and whatever product placement I want to do. But I did install the lights. The lights are currently on right now. And I've been using it a lot. It's been a lot of fun. We have a music mode where it's going to listen to everything I say and whatever music that the mic picks up on the phone. So currently it's like it's just blaring, and there's also different like frequencies of how it does that.
For a second. At the store.
She went to the store?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hold on.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's cool. But yeah, I'm just gonna like go through all the different light settings. So, boop, boop, boop. Audio listeners, I'm sorry. I'll just go back to the regular daylight one.
We'll say the exact type of lighting and the exact color it is on the color wheel, so they know what type of light it is.
Yeah, we got a lot of options. The defaults are like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, a cyan, purple, and then the daylight. And then you can change the frequencies too. There's also different scenes depending on the day or even the theme. You can make it extra ultra romantic. You can make it gaming orientated, which I don't use for that. There's a study one, there's a work one. There's one for the mornings, the afternoons, at night, sleeping. You can even as a night light. You can set it as an alarm. It's great. It actually, once you like install for the first time, you realize how it kind of like fills the room a little bit more and kind of expands it a little bit more, because otherwise the ceiling would be pretty dark at night. But walking into it's like, wow, it just changes your mood immediately. And I'm pretty
These
sure
lights have put a smile on my face.
they really do like a really good job just kind of setting the mood for sure. So I'm just super happy I actually decided to go with that. And also just found out that you can actually like, they have like incision parts where you can actually like cut through like the line in case like there's too much extra stuff you got. I don't know what to do with the extra, but at the very least you can like really trim it down so it fits whatever room you got. So super nice. But yes, that's all I wanted to add as far as like updates just to the room, the channels and whatnot. But I did want to talk about Pokemon quite a bit because it's been my focus as well, but also something that happened last weekend, the very weekend of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet coming out. 10 million units sold worldwide.
I believe it's the best-selling game of all time.
It is absolutely
Best-selling
wild.
Pokemon game.
I mean, congrats to them. But I also have to say, like, on that same like line, that same statement, boy, is this like the the most challenging to like witness as a video game, to play as a video game of all Pokemon games I've like experienced so far, in the sense that it's bogged down by performance. It's got a lot of like glitches, a lot of bugs. A lot of those don't really bother me per se, but it's also
none of it really ruins my experience at all.
Right. That's the thing. I think a lot of people online, and you even see it like when you post videos about it and you see people in the comments, a lot of people really just complaining that like there is not really that level of polish that they're used to seeing in other games and whatnot. A lot of people talk about like other Switch games, for example, that have been optimized, and how this game just doesn't seem to like be up to par with that. I'm kind of in the party where I would argue that it is just like a issue with like Game Freak / Pokemon Company, whoever is specifically like developing the game for the Switch, and it's just not being optimized on their end. Sure, the Switch doesn't have like that level of performance that we see in like the modern consoles or your PC, of course, and that's
not even close.
And that's like an entirely like separate like conversation. But for like the actual like game company to develop a Switch game that they've been exclusive with as far as like Nintendo for the longest time, you kind of have to wonder about that.
But they've also been working with handheld games except for the last 2 games. Everything has been handheld before that.
Yeah, it's been heavily handheld, and they've had a couple of like stuff showing up on like mainline like consoles. As far as like GameCube, well, actually they dabbled in stuff like in the N64 era.
Well, I believe that Game Freak was affiliated, but I don't believe their teams actually developed those games. I could be wrong, but I don't believe they did.
Right, like whoever's been designing the Pokemon games in the past, whether it be like a consistent company or, well, I also know that they've also had other folks like work on their games before, but primarily they just handle a lot of the mainline Pokemon games themselves, all in house most likely.
Yeah, so, I don't believe they did Stadium or Coliseum or Battle Revolution, Pokken Fighter. I don't believe they did any of those.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, and that's crazy because like the Switch is well a handheld game on console anyway.
That's why I think that because it's the same thing with Sword and Shield. It shows like I could take it as a sign of growing pains, as in they're still trying to understand exactly what it takes to make a console game at Game Freak.
I guess. But I
that could be it, or that could be it. Maybe they're lazy. I don't know. I'm just saying. Who knows?
Yeah, it's very on brand of you. Yes, I also agree. I think that they have a lot of good ideas. There's the thing with the Scarlet Violet is that they have a lot of ideas laid out there, and they execute it pretty well. But there's other things that people kind of focus on as well, like obviously they take Legends Arceus examples and they apply like streamlined stuff, like everyone getting experience. You see all of that real quick. There's far less like transitional scenes and whatnot. They kind of get straight to the point. Aside from the whole tutorial it's kind of slow here and there, but like once you're free to do what you want, you really have that level of freedom. Yeah, you're free to just do whatever. Obviously I'd probably recommend like doing the Cloth Titan first, just to get the boost, and that kind of helps you out like a ton, just exploring. My favorite thing,
the easiest.
Yeah, it also is the easiest. I find that leveling in the game is like pretty easy too, especially if you just kind of like follow whatever route you want to go. Soul's in the chat who's just saying balls, lots of balls in this game.
Lots of balls.
Lots of balls. How are you guys? We're doing good. We just went through a whole bunch of things regarding Thanksgiving, Black Friday, but wanted to talk about Scarlet Violet on my end. Although, Mark, if there's anything else you want to bring in to discussion, I'm totally open with that as well. But my favorite,
I'm just letting you do your thing first.
Okay, got you. All right, nice. Soul got some bubble tea. We've Mark, how far are you in the game?
I've pretty much beaten all of the story, and I'm on just trying to catch the legendary quartet. I've caught half of them, so I need to catch the other two.
Got you. Okay. But yes, to catch you up, so yeah, I got some deals for Black Friday. I got a desk for work. Arguing with myself whether or not I want to get another desk just for this space. I don't think I will. Pokemon cards. We're doing another opening later tonight, but we did one last night, and we just got like a bunch of like cards over here. So whatchamacallit, gotta pick up a game at GameStop later today. But that's pretty much it on my end until Cyber Monday. We'll see about that. Kind of going back to Scarlet Violet. My favorite thing about actually there's a lot. I got a lot that I can like list off as far as like favorite things. I talked about the streamlining of things, just that freedom of exploration. I just tackle everything at my own pace. So for me personally, I just love to like take my time in area and just capture whatever I want, and then I'll just leave the area. The game's also really good at just letting you pick out your team however you want, and then knowing that you can capture like evolutionary stages of other Pokemon earlier on. You don't have to go and swap them out. You don't have to go and hand raise them. You could just capture the next one eventually, for the most part.
Pretty much.
I'm currently like just a little halfway through as far as the progress on every like front of the 3 main routes, and I currently have like 200 and some like Pokemon like registered, so I'm just currently on my way there. How
many Pokemon do I have registered? That's a good question, actually.
Yeah, you'll be able to check that. How
do I check that?
Soul's like, I went to Kung Fu Tea and they had Parmesan and garlic popcorn chicken. Hell yeah, that sounds good.
That sounds delicious.
I've had popcorn chicken at like a shop before, like that kind of focuses on like bubble tea. That was pretty good. Although Parmesan, ooh,
Speaking of which, did you see that video I put in the chat this morning?
Which one? I think I've seen a couple.
The 44 pounds of cheese.
Oh yeah. You know, you weren't.
Parmesan.
Listen, I commend that. It's gonna be a difficult thing to like make sure that's okay, but later on. But I mean, I'm down for Parmesan.
I mean, hey, he got the deal.
Oh, they even gave him a free bubble tea because the last customer ordered wrong, so they just kind of gave it away. Nice. I like free stuff.
Oh, I found my total.
Hmm.
So my total of registered in the Pokédex is I've caught 316 and I've battled 359.
Nice. Pretty close. Also, like this past week, thanks to a bunch of y'all, I've pretty much picked up nearly all the regular like Scarlet exclusives. I'm playing Violet. The only ones I'm missing now are just like the Paradox ones, and I don't want to. I don't want to really push that.
I've already tried you the hardest one.
Probably, yeah. Like,
oh, I literally just did that as we started this. Like, I was catching. I was like, let me catch an extra one for Justin.
Yeah, I'm only missing the Paradox ones, which is something for later. So I'm not even gonna rush that. I would love to do another giveaway where like I have the Violet Paradox ones in extras, and then I could just give them out and people could just exchange to me the Scarlet alternatives, and then
your army of robots.
My robot army. Dude, Steven over there in Hoenn region sweating. Like, what you got? You got Metagross? That's cute. But you know what, well, I guess I could talk about it. My favorite though, kind of like looking into like the Scarlet Paradox ones, is probably Volcarona. I really like that one. I was like, whoa, that one's kind of sick.
The future or the past one? The
past one. Future is kind of cool, but I love that past design where it's like it's on the ground, like the wings are just kind of like one, and it's just kind of like they're kind of like spikes.
Kind of like a Stegosaurus.
Yeah.
Yep, bug fighting.
Also, Roaring Moon. That's also a really sick one.
That's the extra one I caught for you.
Ah, sweet. Because I know that I will be getting the future variant for Hydreigon. Someone traded me over Hydreigon, and yeah, I know I'll be expecting that too. And then also Tyranitar's like version as well. I'll be expecting that too.
Yep.
I tried to get access to Area 0 early. I think there's a method. I just don't know it yet. But I have tried climbing.
You need access.
Yeah, I guess I do need like the access. I can't force my way through. I tried to like go to the summit from the Pokemon League's like side, and I mean I caught that Garchomp over there, and then I just tried to like fall in, and then it just kind of like sent me back to the top again. And I was like, oh, okay, it's one of those things. So
you tried.
I tried. I'll see if there's other methods. I just figured something out today. At least I didn't really find it out. Someone told me about it, but you can actually run faster. It has to be handheld, but if you have like two like Joy-Cons or like a connected controller, as well as your Joy-Cons attached, you can actually like move like up or any direction on the left stick, and you run faster. You run faster.
Really?
I'm not. Yeah, like I saw it and I was like, "There's no way." I haven't tried it yet, but I'll definitely make that into like some kind of TikTok for sure. I think that's just a lot of fun. Listen, I know that I saw the skip where you can actually like jump over that gap by locking onto a Pokemon from the other side and just warping that way. The only downside to that is that if you want to skip the whole like Mesagosa thing, all that kind of stuff, you don't even care about the story route. You just want to explore. You can do that, but you don't get your ride Pokemon. But if you can run faster, I guess it won't really matter as much.
Right. Also, 1 second. Take this laundry downstairs real quick.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I gotta try that. It'll be perfect. I'll finally have a really good use case for like the Switch OLED. This, in the sense that it has like the foldable like back thing right here, so I can literally just like lay it down on the side, and you can still be able to see it from a top-down angle. Should be really sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I was one of those folks who did not really have an issue with like the kickstand on the OG Switch, but I get it though. That thing is super flimsy. That's not going to hold in most cases unless it's firmly on the ground or on something that doesn't move a lot. But I get it. But yeah, no, this game, Scarlet and Violet, has a lot of cool things. One of the cool things I've talked about on TikTok as well is the fact that you have different breeds of Tauros. You have the Paldean like fighting like breed of it, but also has like an aqua and a fire breed depending on the versions. I do want to get the fire breed just because I'm currently running a team with that aqua breed Tauros, and it's fantastic. It's fighting water type. And then with Ceruledge as the fire and ghost type, they pretty much fulfill like the starter roles. Even though I have the starters, but they do fulfill the starter roles that way. Tauros actually has a on that note, Tauros actually has a move called Raging Bull, which will change its type, which will change the type of the move based on its breed. So it could be a fighting type, it could be a water type, it could be a fire type. And I was like, yeah, that's sick. I like that. I just wish I had like more. Currently, I wish I had more fighting moves on it, because I only got double kick, which works. But I really love something else as well. They've added a couple other new moves in the game, aside from like the starters and their exclusive like moves for now, exclusive. But yeah, we'll see about that. And then I'm trying to think. There's some other things. Egg breeding is so much faster. I mean, I've done the streams before where I just literally just had like the starters like with one ditto, and then we make a sandwich to like boost the frequency which eggs are produced. And
you just run a train on your ditto.
Yeah, ditto puts in the work.
Literally.
There is no sleep. Well, I mean, like they make them in their sleep, and I'm like so shocked by that. And then once you're done with all the eggs, just being collected, because they all go into your box, you just get a Pokemon with Flame Body, and then you just like line up the eggs, and then you just run for like maybe like 11 minutes, and you'll get through a bunch of eggs that way. It's so much faster. And I think the only thing that they could have improved on as far as like streamlining that is just cutting down like that cutscene or cut sequence, or yeah, really sequence, in which the egg will like appear, you pan over to it, and you go, oh, and then it goes through the whole animation process. If they really wanted to be like really quick and dirty about it, they could literally just have like a notification pop up saying like, oh, your egg hatched in this, and that's it. And you know, that could be the process, and I think that would be like crazy in a good way, but I understand why they would keep it like this. But yeah, no, again, unfortunately, a lot of people will just see just it only as poor frame rate, a lot of glitches. I came across a glitch. It was funny. I still enjoyed that. It's where I was like, I was climbing up like a waterfall, and I was setting myself up to do like a jump to the next ledge, and then I just encountered a Pokemon. It was Gallade, and I was like, wait, where'd you come from? I was just hugging this like side of the wall, and he popped out of nowhere. But I guess that happens a lot. But yeah, no, aside from that, like that being a kind of a problem, I think they do a lot of things right with the approach to this new Pokemon game. So I don't think I'm quite there where I can like really drop a full review or anything like that, but that's kind of what I'm feeling so far. I really enjoy like all the things I'm able to do freely, and in whatever order I choose to do it from, and how kind of seamless it feels just doing that. So a lot of pluses so far. I think it does deserve the sales that it gets. But I do also believe that they could have also like done a little bit more to touch it up a little bit. if they need to push the game, I would have been okay with that too. So
yeah, both things are valid.
Yeah. All right. That's all I can really say so far, and then I'll return back with some more updates later on. Ooh.
Shall we take a moment to address the fallen?
The Fallen? What Fallen were we talking about?
Mr. Jason David Frank.
Mr. Jason David Frank. Do I know this person?
I put his tribute in the messenger chat. That's how I know you didn't watch it.
What happened? Oh, wait, no, hold on. No, that's the 44 pound. hold on. Was this like late? Was it earlier? Like earlier?
He passed away like earlier last week.
Wait. I remember that someone did pass last week, but not by that name. And I'm kicking myself for not remembering his name.
You might know him by a different name.
You mean Kevin Conroy?
No, Tommy Oliver.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay, yeah. Got you. Yeah, he did pass away.
For those who aren't familiar, Jason David Frank, also known by his character's name, Tommy Oliver, is the actor he's been in numerous of the Power Rangers throughout his career. He was the original Green Ranger. He was the White Ranger. He was the Black Ranger in Dino Thunder. He was a Ninja Ranger. He's been so many different ones. He's been in the series for so long. And he's actually a celebrity. Like, he's probably the most famous of them all. Still in movies. He still comes back to Power Rangers every now and then. He's been a mixed martial artist. And he tragically died, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate. And it's one of those things when you're observing this, a lot of folks that you've like observed for a long time and they pass away. I think it applies to any other person that you admire their work for, or have seen them like once before. Seeing them pass away kind of like hits like a level of mortality in you. It just hits different as you grow up.
I mean, he wasn't even 50 yet.
That's almost unreal, because I feel like he would be older in my eyes.
Yeah, he was 49.
Close. He was very close, but yeah, that's really unfortunate.
And TMZ is the only one who's had, and it hasn't been disputed. So they haven't officially said it's wrong. It says that he died by suicide. Apparently one of the other Rangers who's been friends with him for a long time, said that he's been struggling for a long time, and he and his wife were at a hotel. They are going through a divorce, and they stayed in separate rooms. And after a big argument, she didn't hear from him. It was like 5 a.m. and she called the police because she was worried about his safety. The hotel staff let the police into the room, and that's when they found Jason. So I don't know what happened, but I guess whatever that argument was about must have pushed Jason David Frank over the edge for what he could handle.
I don't even know what to say about that aspect of it.
It's tragic. Rest in peace. The man was a legend. That's why I really enjoyed the tribute that the official Power Rangers like news or media basically put out. Once a Ranger, always a Ranger.
That's rough. I can only say that I've seen Power Rangers quite a bit when I was younger, but I could not say I fully like grasped everything about it. But I knew that like he was a consistent like add-on to the next series and the series after that.
He was anything that like any Power Rangers that he showed up in was usually really good.
I feel like there could and there I don't want to really like make this any type of like dispute about it, but like I think that might be part of like a nostalgia factor, or well, it's like a retrospective slash like sorry,
He can also be he can also just be chops that he can also be just his up to his chops of he's just a good actor.
this is also true. I totally just like Thanos snapped whatever thought I just had.
Well, it's that. I mean, you're not wrong. I'm sure there is a nostalgia aspect to it.
Well, yes. Ultimately, I guess what I was gonna say was that there's something about like the nostalgia, like seeing him again and referencing like old previous Power Rangers, because I felt like this is kind of the same with any other like series that actually has like another like rendition of it. I guess in this case, kind of pull it full circle. Like Pokemon has like every new like protagonist, and they usually tackle on their own thing, but there's certain moments where like old folks actually jump back in and you see them and you're like, oh, and all of a sudden like that nostalgia factor hits and like affects like your perspective on the work. But even with that,
Sun and Moon Delta episode.
yes, that's a really good example of that. Yeah, but even that alone, like he's also like done his part as far as just like being a very recognizable character. Not
Wait,
just
everyone
yeah.
knows the Green Ranger, the White Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's honestly like if any Power Ranger, they're the one people see like, oh yeah, I know him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that hearing that news, and I guess it really is that story. And
I saw it trending. I saw Jason David Frank trending, and I was like, don't tell me.
mm-hmm.
I was like, I didn't look at it because I was like, I don't want to know right now. I was like, I'll look at it later, but I got a bad feeling about this.
Mm-hmm.
Then I looked it up. I was like, oh god, that is what it is. In brighter news,
Thank you. I
I don't think we covered this the last time because I don't. Maybe the news wasn't out by then. But of course, we had the news on the next Dragon Ball Super arc.
also yes, Yellow Ranger, rest in peace as well.
Oh yes, that's true. She also passed away sadly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
We also have the new we have news on the new Dragon Ball Super arc, which is going to
Oh,
be
yeah, you're right.
before the events of Dragon Ball Super Hero, and of course it's going to be following Goten and Trunks, and they're trying to be superheroes.
So what I understand is that yeah, this is a kind of like a retelling for the super manga that ties in superheroes to it, where it's like a little bit of like stuff that happens prior to superhero, and it does follow like Goten and Trunks, and you see a little bit more of them at that point. The movie's already shown you that like they've aged quite a bit physically now, so and we get the explanation as well as to like that whole situation of like how they just kind of like grow up back in behind the scenes, if you will. But aside from that, kind of follow them closely, I'm really kind of curious about that, because obviously we know Future Trunks is Future Trunks, and he has his own mindset, his own like personality, how that's all shaped him. And I think in GT we kind of had like an idea of like how he was. Same with Goten.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious to see like if they will do anything to kind of change them, because for me personally, their current personalities are just kind of okay. I mean, they're just kids, so of course they're just gonna be exploring a little bit more. But I'm wondering what they'll adapt or what they'll try to like tell anew for their characters in this one.
Absolutely, and I'm honestly looking forward to seeing how they take this direction. We know that Gohan and Piccolo are also going to be involved.
Oh yeah, but I felt like their standings in the movie were kind of fixed. obviously Gohan's like fixing his studies, Piccolo continues to train, look over Pan. But if they're tied into that specifically too, I'm curious about that too.
And a lot of people, including myself, we're not holding our breath, but we are hoping that we'll get to see teenage Gotenks perfect to the basically the fusion that's the correct one instead of the malfunction, the fat version that we got in the movie.
Oh yeah, that was disrespectful, bro. I mean, they were able to make it work, but like that was it's like
It was for comedic purposes.
Comedic, but it was so dirty. I know this was about Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo, but still. Also, Orange Piccolo sounds like a flavor.
Are you sure the new Orange Piccolo?
I like how quick it was for Piccolo to kind of embrace that name, because he doesn't really care for like the thematics or
just like I'm Orange, just call me Orange Piccolo.
Just call me Orange Piccolo.
And of course there's that, and as far as that's supposed to start December 20th.
Oh, really? Cool. You know, I haven't heard from like Dragon Ball Super in a while as far as the manga.
Yeah, it's because they've been on hiatus while they've been figuring out what they're gonna do with the next arc.
Right. Okay, got you. They left it like with a pretty good arc. Honestly, the whole Frieza showing up and he's you know what, and he's just that guy, bro. He's just that menace.
I love how Masako X pointed out that with Black Frieza, he's becoming more and more like a Saiyan.
Yeah, like as far as just like kind of like embracing the need to train.
Not only does that, you see, he didn't just outright kill Goku and Vegeta. He knocked them out and said, "All right, we'll fight another day."
Okay, I see what you mean. I guess
it's that thrill for battle.
Yeah, I guess you can also twist it and say that he just wants them to specifically suffer because they've been the one to cause a lot more grief for him than any other person. And then Broly.
Got his ass beat for an hour.
That was
hilarious.
Dirty. That was dirty, but also very hilarious. That was the joke. That was the Gotenks joke.
Dude, I was fucking dying.
Broly,
have fun, Frieza.
What the?
I'm the great Lord Frieza. Pop.
And that's enough. And he goes in his gold form and then proceeds to get his ass beat still.
Proceeds to still get his shit kicked in. It did literally nothing. I think one of the funniest parts is if you look very closely when Broly's beating the crap out of him on the wall, Broly does like a flying knee and fucking walks and flips off of
him. Yeah. I like how I think that's one of the inspirations to one of his moves in Fighters. That he does the chess move.
Oh yeah.
So I was also thinking about working at Kung Fu too. I mean, you should. Like they left such a good impression on you, honestly.
Good luck. That at a lot of those, I noticed that at a lot of those places, and I don't know if this is just coincidence or if this is on purpose.
Go ahead and say it. Say what you want to say.
I just noticed that most of the employees usually are Asian.
Oh wow! I didn't expect you were actually going to say that.
Oh man, it's not it's bad. I just noticed it.
What you'll tend to notice is that it's like word of mouth with that kind of stuff. Like the community like works to help each other out, type of thing.
Yep, like I said, it's not like I'm saying why are all these Asians working. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying like I just noticed the thing.
Nah, most likely it's just a community type of thing.
I guess so. I just noticed it. I was like, I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, I guarantee you, like it's in with the same like connection as like the whole like spider web like thread of Asian moms like gossiping to each other. It's kind of like that.
Facts.
Although I think when it comes to deployment, it's more like family ties specifically. So, which makes sense.
It's like when you go to a family-owned Chinese restaurant, you see the kids working.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have that around here.
Or they're doing the homework.
Yeah, exactly. This one restaurant I go to, I see that shit. I see the kids are all working. Sir, may I help you to your table? Yes, thank you. This one is one of like I think it was the daughter. She was wearing her My Hero shirt. I'm like, I like your shirt. She's like, thank you.
Nice.
I do know because I saw the kids in the back doing their homework. I was like, aha!
Hey, they learn early. They gotta like multitask just a little bit, if not just be in there, or other than that, or the rooms are literally upstairs.
I mean, they were at least teenagers.
Got you. I mean, you gotta hustle.
Well,
back then. Of course,
also been...
Oh, sorry. What was that?
No, you finish.
Oh, I was gonna say like well, for me personally, my life was like revolving around like doing homework at a very specific time. I already told that story where like I couldn't be like the manager of a girls' tennis team, which is it's a pretty nice thing to kind of just say like on a resume that you took some extracurriculars here and there. But there was a season like later on that I couldn't actually do it because someone else took the job. And so I had to fill my time with something else. So one of the extracurriculars I just decided to do was be a part of band. Did a couple of practices here and there. We had like, I think legitimately like the first and second like night like rehearsal type of thing, which obviously carries on until like maybe 9 p.m. or 7 p.m. or something like that. And then, you know, my dad picks me up and he's like, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. You need to do your own work.
I swear, your father.
Also, this is not talking bad about him, but I want to point this out. Earlier today, I was I talked about getting like that desk that just came in.
He has something to say.
No. I hate when you have to screw in something, but you don't get a clear visual of where the hole is. You can take that out of context if you will. Because it really just be like
a little lower.
It just really be like I cannot find this spot to put the nut in. To screw it in.
It's getting worse.
My dad says like, are you going to have lunch? I'm like, oh yeah, I just need to take care of this. Like I'm just having some problems just screwing this one in for some reason. And he said, like, what's wrong with it? I think it's broken. I think it kind of got cracked once I screwed in all the other ones. He goes in there, and mind you, I probably spent like 30. I probably spent like 30 to 40 minutes just trying to even attempt this, and I was so done with it. He goes in there, it's done, and I was like, "Oh, I think you got it. Thanks." So. Oh yeah, but other than that, going back to the whole thing, like if I was able to do my homework while I was doing that kind of stuff, then he'd probably allow it. But because I couldn't, because I was really just performing, then I couldn't.
So, fair enough.
Yeah. So it makes sense, like in the family restaurant where it's like you have the kids doing homework in the back and maybe like helping out whenever they can. Yeah, I understand that. I'd honestly probably do the same thing too for my kids.
That's another thing I've always heard from like Stephen He and Uncle Raja. Child labor, my favorite.
Hopefully it doesn't turn into that. It would be like, hey kids, can you help me fold my merch clothes? Thanks. All right,
Good conditions are all that keeps that from being considered a sweatshop.
Oh, no, it's just something real quick, guys. Thanks. All right, you can go ahead and study.
Goodness gracious.
You're right, though. I'd like to retract a certain bit about that. It's just for the content here later on. If it blows up later on.
These are my little employees who help me fold my merch.
Yeah, don't worry. I put my hand into it as well. I also like fold. It's just like it's a lot better.
Don't worry, it's completely safe. There's no dangerous machinery.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just hand folding. And at that point, I probably have taught them all the different like secret folding techniques I've seen online.
The secret folding techniques.
That stuff's crazy. Like,
and they're doing jutsus while they're folding.
I got their flashcards right here. That reminds me of the flashcard that I had back in like college, where like you could put whatever you want on this flashcard. Anything? How about everything?
How about everything?
I drew. It helped. It helped a bit. At least you could tell based on me not going to school right now. But I put a lot into that flashcard. It was great.
Well, and there's also me and my friend Garrett have also been watching the 1,000-Year Blood War arc together, and that's been lit.
Has there been any other funny sayings that he's been dropping in there?
Knowing Garrett, probably. Just trying to remember.
Oh yeah, he's either like laid them out or he's has them cooking in the back.
Always, he's always got something to say.
You got that one friend who always got something.
There's that, and I mean, 1,000-Year Blood War has been really good. Actually, honestly, the animation is fantastic.
Yeah, I just watched it. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And Kubo's also been using this as a way to expand on the manga's shortcomings by adding stuff in that he thought should be added in the anime.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
What was I gonna say? Oh, you're right. I just watched a video from Glass Reflection about one anime. It's an isekai, but because of just like my current schedule, I typically just don't watch most anime these days. I usually will just catch up on like one or two, like Chainsaw Man, Spy Family. But they were talking about the isekai where it's like I get reincarnated as a sword. I don't know if you heard about that one.
No, I've heard about the sword isekai.
I hear that it's actually pretty wholesome as a like a father-daughter relationship type of scenario, and so he talks about it a little bit more. So I'm actually kind of curious about that. Yeah,
I haven't looked at the sword isekai just yet, but I have been watching Mob. I've been watching Spy Family. I've been watching Bleach. I've been watching Blue Lock. I've been watching Mobile Suit Gundam. The new one, which is The Witch from Mercury. I've been watching all those.
Nice. I probably know the answer to this, but is there one that like really stands out for you as far as like a really good one for the season?
Good in which regard?
Just like overall, I would say.
Overall,
I will say that one song from Bleach really like plays in my head here and there.
I will say Studio Period's been knocking it out of the park with Bleach. I can't even lie. But it's probably between Bleach, Spy Family, and Mob.
Oh, really? I was thinking like, I was really thinking like, yo, Chainsaw Man's definitely gonna be like up there.
Oh, you're right. I mean, don't get me wrong. Chainsaw Man's been really good too, but
yeah, personal favorites, of course.
Yeah, it's like, I think Chainsaw Man's been great, but I mean, I will say it's not like it's not a priority watch. I'm keeping up with it, but it's not like oh, gotta watch this.
No, I got you.
It is good.
Oh, you know, I totally forgot about talking about To Your Eternity. It has that second season going, and I was talking about how its pacing is like really quick. I think it's slowed down a little bit now.
Like they're in the wash.
Now, like focusing on like the Pacific characters in place, dropping some like facts here and there about like Fushi, but yeah, no, that's actually a pretty interesting one to watch now. Fushi is now a little bit more self-aware about the world. They are talking about some like themes about love and everything, and considering Fushi is kind of just a being with no specific gender, although he would typically assign himself as a male, but has been transforming into like one of the girl characters for a while, so it now is kind of a gender fluid situation. And what's funny is that one of the guys whose ancestor tried to kill him many years ago has fallen in love with him/her.
He identifies as depression.
he does identify as depression, but I think Fushi's been finding a lot of like good things in the world, just hanging out with like the crew. What's been really interesting, this is a little bit of a spoiler later on, but we find out that one of the new friends for Fushi is able to see ghosts. He's actually able to see like invisible beings, including like the consistent black figure that always follows Fushi around, as well as some folks that have died previously that follow Fushi around all the time. So he kind of interacts with them like indirectly, but can't just talk to them directly if he wanted to. And Fushi at this point is now like a celebrity and everything like that. So people regard him like very highly as like a deity. There was a sequence where just this some dude has a daughter who's dying, and he asks Fushi for help, but Fushi tells him that like he can't really do anything. Like, given that he can't like resurrect people, he can't cure people, not yet anyway. I feel like he can, given the right materials, but he just can't. But later on, he shows that he can at the very least make a husk out of that person, and he walks out of that room. Later on,
make a husk.
He makes like a husk, as in just like a lifeless like body. It has all the organs and everything like that, but it's just lifeless.
So basically, he can make a
essentially a carbon copy of this person. They're just not living, or so we think, because that friend of Fushi's later on gets a letter from the guy saying like, "Hey, my daughter's well. She's recovering," and he's like, wait, what? And so he goes and visits them, like, "How are you feeling, ma'am?" Like, "Oh, I'm feeling great ever since I woke up." And he was like, "Wow."
Basically a new shell.
Yeah, a new shell. So that daughter is dead and gone, but has then been like replaced by someone with that exact same memory. So now it's kind of like Young Justice when Speedy pops up as a clone and thinks he's the real one. I was like, bruh. I mean,
if the original one's not there anymore,
right? So I mean,
you would be the new one,
right? So it now becomes a dilemma. Like, should Fushi know about this kind of thing? He doesn't know. So it's like, ooh, this is kind of interesting. Now it's like really changed things up a little bit. And then the last episode I watched was literally that dude confessing to Fushi, and I'm wondering how that ends up.
Well, that's gonna be awkward.
It's gonna be hella awkward. Yeah, no. So that's pretty much it as far as like shows I've been watching then. Trying to look at other ones. There's a lot of like good ones. I do kind of want to watch Bocchi the Rocket. It looks like something that Gabe would like as far as like him being a fan of K-On, but it's just follows.
A friend of mine has been loving Bocchi. He's saying anime of the year.
Nice. Honestly, it looks very charming.
It absolutely does look like a Gabe show. You are not wrong.
Yeah, no. Have you watched that latest episode of Chainsaw, actually?
Was that episode 7?
Yeah, it was 7. Where they went out drinking.
Was that after they got out of the hotel?
That's after they got out of the hotel. It's kind of during.
Yeah, because I'm still in the hotel, I think.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I won't really talk about it. It's just that there's been some discourse like on the internet as usual, but it makes you. But like, the big question that pops up is like, wait, did you want that? Did you want that uncensored? And I'm like, bro,
did you want that uncensored?
Bro, that's too true. Like, why would you ever want that like uncensored? That's gross.
Well, now I gotta know.
But yeah, they got a censoring part of it that was included in the manga. But manga's like as it is, it's designed to be still. So of course you see it, unless they wanted to do something artistic about it. But in this case, they full on censor it. Well, not full on. You see the colors and everything, but they censor it, and it's one of those things where it's like,
what is it?
What is it? Oh, Himeno actually follows through with her promise to Denji, but she's but she's super. But she was super drunk, so you kind of figure out what happens.
I'm sorry?
They have a whole like gathering because they want to like be a little bit more friendly with Denji. They don't want the other teammates who were freaking out at the hotel to leave because they were thinking about that. So they want to have like a drinking party, just to like kindly like reintroduce them to give forgiveness like when it's given. Makima was going to like leave for a little bit, so Aki wants to like invite her over just so he could preemptively get her drunk enough to like talk about Denji and like what he really is. That doesn't work, but
It worked in a different way.
it doesn't work in a different way either. She actually does not. She's a super soldier. She doesn't get drunk. But Himeno falls through, but it's only after she's super drunk. So they go with the kiss, they go with the tongue as well. We're not gonna talk about like this age gap they probably have.
Was it that graphic?
No, she throws up in his mouth.
Oh.
It was pretty bad. You feel so bad for Denji because he has that innocence. He doesn't know, he just wants what he wants, and I get that.
It was going so good, and
now it's one of those things where like you want to know what happens in the next episode because it really just cuts you off at a certain point.
That's where they ended it.
No, it's somewhere else. You'll have to see it. I don't want to like give away
That's where
anywhere.
they ended it. I was gonna say that's so foul.
It is foul, but that's not where they end it.
Imagine they cut it mid lit. Then she's like, oh, and roll credits.
Yeah, also like watch those end credits as well, as far as just like the animation there. They've been changing up the animation and just whatever presentation each like episode, which is a really nice touch. They don't have to do that, but they did it anyway.
Yeah, it's like a different ending each time.
Yeah, like they got people
Different
sleeping.
song, different animation.
They got people living in the office, I swear. I know it.
2DO Mappa.
I can't condone that, but I do appreciate like that level of just quality to it. But sorry, I was just thinking about other stuff. Crunchyroll actually has some stuff on sale. Figures. Oh, look, it's Reagan as a plush.
There's a Reagan brush?
Yes.
Why did I say it like that? I said there's a rig. I don't know why. For some reason,
Prush.
I said there's a Reagan brush.
It is what it is.
I was like, why did my L turn into an R?
It hurts, doesn't it?
If you meant that like how I think you meant that, that's fucking hilarious.
I get it. It was, and yeah, it's hilarious. Not so easy, is it? Yes, that's how it feels. No, I'm just really.
Those are hard to pronounce.
I'm just really into this fight.
I'm just really into. He's just
really into
it.
sports.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, no. So I think that's pretty much it on my end too. But next week, I mean, obviously, what's happening after all this is I'm gonna build that desk. I'm gonna pick up that game, and then I'm gonna focus on making some more like Pokemon content, and then seeing how like the rest of the week goes. We're rolling into December, and I feel now that we're going to reach the last like month of 2022. I want to say that like this year has been going by kind of fast, but not like way past fast, if that makes sense. It's just been fast.
Fast, but not fast.
Yeah, because well, like the way I kind of bookmark 2022 to 2021 was that like, oh, I was still like doing the shiny hunt for Turtwig all the way up to April, right? And during that time, that's when Legends Arceus came out in January. So Arceus kind of being like that point in time where like 2022 started, and then like everything kind of just went by like a dream.
Has it been that long since Arceus?
Yeah, it hasn't been like too long. It was still within this year, so It's like that's why I didn't realize that Legends Arceus was being nominated for some like awards here and there, and I was like, wow, that's first of all, that's great. Second of all, wow, it came out this year actually.
Literally didn't get nominated for a damn thing at the Game Awards.
I don't think so. So hey, but hey, listen, if you like the game, then
F.
it's as Sakurai said, it doesn't really matter in that respect. You play what you play, you support what you support, but yeah, there's gonna be like a level of popularity here. That might be why Horizon's not gonna get anything, even though
Also,
it
I
does.
just want to point.
Oh, go ahead.
I just remembered something. Something I want to point out. I just remembered something. People are saying that this game should be polished and this game should be amazing off release, but I want to point out one game that was buggy and glitchy as shit even after so long after release, and it's one of the most beloved games of all time.
What was it? Cyberpunk?
Skyrim.
Oh, sorry, not Cyberpunk.
Skyrim.
I think Skyrim can embrace its bugs because of Bethesda. They just have a way.
Yes, it's called their games are usually buggy as fucking shit.
But I love that about it because like it affects gameplay in a
There's a double standard here.
like I like Pokemon's like bugginess the same way as I like Skyrim, in the sense that it doesn't hinder me like that much. The only time it's hindered me was like me getting stuck on something and then I just get dropped back into something conveniently. And so a lot of it is just kind of like weird, quirky things that end up being something that I will affectionately enjoy for what it was. And I feel the same way with Skyrim, where it's like, oh, look at me ragdoll for the umpteenth time.
I don't like that. It's like they're so like it's things. And I will say that I made the same comparison with Cyberpunk when it first came out. Glitchy as shit. But again, it's the same thing. It's like these games that come out of release, yes, they're buggy as shit, but a lot of the times they're usually a good game underneath all the bugs. And I usually point out to an example of a good game that was underneath a massive pile of bugs that is still one of the most beloved games to this day.
Skyrim.
Has been re-released how many times?
A lot. It's probably still buggy, right?
It's still buggy as shit.
But like, out of all things, they would still hold on to that.
They're like, hey, it sells.
We'll stop making them if you stop buying them. Proceed to buy more still.
He said, well, if you insist.
Well, if you insist, I guess we'll keep releasing them.
I'm hoping that since with Microsoft at the helm now, that Starfield is not going to have that many bugs.
I mean, I can kind of assume like anything that doesn't hinder the experience, or those types of bugs might still be around, and I'm okay with that.
Starfield looks like it's going to be really good. I'm just hoping that it runs very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's scheduled for release in
something 2023, right? Summer or either winter?
It's sometime in 2023. I can't remember which.
Yeah, same.
It might be spring. It might be. I feel like it's supposed to be like mid to early 2023. I don't think they pushed it all the way back to the holiday.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think we've written it down somewhere. Either that, or they really didn't drop any type of release date on that one.
Let's look at Google.
Let's look at the Google. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'm not really holding my breath with this because I feel like Microsoft has their hand at like being a successful company as well as like a gaming company as well with Xbox. Just simply because of the subscription stuff, and that's one way to do it. That's for sure. I mean, now, Mark, I mean, obviously, like Game Pass PC and Xbox Game Pass itself, like talk to each other quite a bit. And there's very few like exclusives to either like console to PC. But just being in the ecosystem, you have access to Game Pass PC. So even without your Xbox, you're good.
I'm in.
I'm in, and I just think that like the subscriptions there are the way to go, and you know that's just simply one way to do it.
Microsoft's been doing it the best when it comes to access.
Yeah. And I understand why people are really fixated on like exclusivity. I mean, you could just look at me. I've been getting really excited for Pokemon. I was excited for God of War. All which
That
were
was because
like,
of the games. That was more because of the games themselves, not because
yeah,
they're on their respective platforms.
correct. Because like I don't really like otherwise like I don't really specifically care. Like I guess I might have a preference on where to play it on, but otherwise it's like the game specifically that I'm looking forward to.
Of course.
Yeah, and you know like Sonic Frontiers for example. I mean, granted, or yeah,
That soundtrack goes way too hard.
it's really good. You've been really a big fan of that. After I guess after a little bit, yeah. I know
That's because I
Switch,
heard it. I was like, "What the fuck?"
they went over the top. I know they knew what they were doing, and I appreciate them for that.
They absolutely took notes from Revengeance and from Devil May Cry. I was like, "This is a very much them kind of soundtrack."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you can definitely expect their soundtrack to release within the next couple weeks. So can't wait for that. But let me see. Oh, we've already hit the hour mark. Mark, was there anything else you want to add on to this one? I kind of think I ran through all my my stuff to talk.
I don't think so.
Alrighty. Well, I know that we've been talking to our usual messenger group. I think I think Phil might want to jump in next week. We're also trying to plan out Friendsgiving as well, so I'm really curious as to how that's going to play out or when that's going to happen. If I can possibly have an opportunity to talk to everybody for that podcast, that'd be great. But I won't like hold them hostage for it. So for now, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, expect some more. For me personally, I'm just gonna post a lot of things Pokemon related. For the channel, I'm gonna work on releasing a whole video about just like unboxing all the Silver Tempest stuff, and then you know once I do the unboxing for the Charizard like thing, the whole thing, I'll also make that into a video. And then I'm not sure anything as far as that. Still got the Nuzlocke for Pearl, still working on the ads on that one, but otherwise that's slowly churning out. But that's pretty much it for the YouTube channel. And then of course Twitch, that's also Pokemon, I'm not gonna lie. So if you turn around now and start walking, I don't blame you.
He said, "Is you let this? I don't blame you, man. You go walk. I get it."
If you're gonna walk, I understand. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. So all right, we'll go ahead and call it here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for this episode of DangIT Prodcast. It's been episode 436. My name is Justin.
Bye.
And thanks for watching, everybody. #bye, everybody. Oh.